Hi everyone. In this video, we will continue our journey of learning MongoDB aggregations. So let's continue with unary operators in MongoDB. So basically, unary operators are those operators which perform operation on a single operand, unlike accumulator operator, which perform operation on a group. So we have already seen that accumulator operators perform operation on a group of uh, documents which we have already seen, and that's the only reason that accumulator operators are only used with the group stage, and which is not the case with the unary operator, since unary operator perform operation on a single operand, so they are usually used with the project stage. And we have different unary operators. Some of them are like example is type. So what will type will do? Type will return the base data type of a field. So basically type will tell us what is the data type of the field which we provided to this operator. Or we are already aware of that when we need to calculate or evaluate one or more expression and returns true if any expression is true. So that what is the use of or, less than, greater than, and operator. We have already seen them all while we are learning MongoDB. So we have already got our hands on these three or four operators in MongoDB series. So now let's focus on the type, which is our first operator, which will return us data type of the field which we provide to it, which will be a BASIN data. So now let's quickly jump on to like our shell to see how type works. So for usage of type, we will do db.persons.aggregate, and then I have already told us it will work with the project stage. So I will work with the project stage here, and then inside it, what if you able to recall what project stage do? Project stage uh, in project stage we can highlight which field we want and which we don't want in our result or in our output. So we want name to come here, and after that, like let's also find out what is the data type of the name. It will go like we will use type operator here, type, and then we will provide name to this type operator, and then we will also check different type of datas here. So after that, let's check age, which will be age type, which will be number, I think. So let's see what type returns, and let's provide age to this type operator. And I think we also have arrays in our document. So let's quickly uh, assign it to it tags type, and I will use type operator and provide the tags to it. And let me hit the enter button to see what is the data type of name, age, and tags. So after hitting the enter button, what we got? So we have ID, which will be included by default if we don't explicitly mention project stage. Then there is name, which we asked for, name one, and the name type. So the data type of name is string, data type of age is int, and data type of tags are is array. So we also have a object type of data type in our documents. So let's find out what is the type of that. So db.persons.aggregate, and then we will use project stage here, project, and then inside it we will firstly like mention that we don't want ID here. So ID will go to 0, name will be name will be 1 1. Then let's check company type, and then inside it we will use our type operator, and then we will provide company to it. And let me hit the enter button. It will give us name of the candidate and the type of the company, only two things. Let me hit the enter button. So yes, we got name and company type is object. So everywhere we can see that company type is object. Okay, then let's see what we need to cover after type. Then we have a stage called out stage. So basically what out stage does, out stage is used in the case where we need to like save a data in a new collection after we perform some aggregation operation. So in that cases, we actually what we do we grab the output of our aggregation pipeline, and then we want this pipeline to be in a new collection. So that's what we can do by out stage. So what I have written here. So out stage writes the result of the aggregation pipeline to a specified collection, replacing its contents. So that what I mentioned. Note that out must be the last stage in the pipeline because here we are wrapping our data and then adding it to a new collection. If output collection does not exist, it will create it automatically. And even if we name a collection which is not an existing collection in our database, then out will automatically create a collection and then add that data to this new collection. So let us see how we can use this out stage. So let's quickly go here. It will be db.persons.aggregate, and then firstly what we will do, because we need to add at least two stages, then I am going to use square bracket here, and inside it I am going to add two curly braces because here I am planning to add two stages, and first one will be group and then second will be out. So let me first group something. It will be group, and then inside it will be ID here. So this is the syntax of using group here. And now inside this ID, I will also going to add more than one. So that's why I am using. So it will be age, and also I'm going to add eye color. And inside it will be eye color, and let's add name also here. Name, and see if we want to add anything more. So we have added name. Let's also add age. We have add gender and index we can add. Let's also add gender, and also index. And here I'm going to use our out stage. And inside out, what we're going to write? We're going to write the name of new collection, which will be, in our case, it will be aggregation result. So after hitting enter button, I am expecting that our MongoDB will create a new collection, and after creating new collection, we'll assign the result of our group stage to this new collection. And let me hit the enter button now. So let us see now if we have any new collection in our show collections. So we have only one collection. So let me close this and open my compass again. Maybe there must be some refresh issue. So let me connect to our local host again and see if we have. Yes, so now we got a new collection by the name of aggregation result. And let's quickly do one thing. Open our MongoDB shell here and let's quickly use MyDB. And now we can see that we have more than one collection. And let's uh, find everything db dot aggregation result dot find, and let's see what we have inside it. So yes, this is what we have added: age, eye color, name, gender, and index. And yes, we got the expected result. And let's find out like how many documents we get. So ideally we should get around 999 documents because we have that much documents in our previous collection. So let's find out. So it will be db dot aggregation result dot find, and then after that we're going to use count, and let me hit the enter button. So yes, as expected, we got the 999 results here in our aggregation result collection. And after this out stage, we have, so yeah, here documents from the group stage will be written to the collection aggregation result, which we have done just a minute ago. So at the end of our this series, we have the last topic, which is allow disk use option. So what is the use of this option and why we want this? So let's go by the points one by one. So here I have written that all aggregation stages can use 100 MB of RAM. So that's a fixed rule kind of thing by MongoDB that each aggregation stage, all aggregation stage can use maximum of 100 MB of RAM. So what in a case where this 100 MB exceeds? So what will happen? Then server will return an error if RAM limit is exceeded. And so what allow disk use will help, how allow disk use will help us? So it will enable an option of storing our files to the disk when aggregation pipelines exceeds 100 MB. So in any case when the our database is too large and we have so much data in collection and we got like a bigger data than 100 MB while performing aggregation operations. So then we need to use allow disk use. So what it will do, it will grab the result of aggregation and we will be able to store, or we can say in the simple words that we will be able to use the disk of our system to store this data. So I am not going to perform this operation because in our case our database is so small and there is like no point in running this command here. So, but if you want to see that how these should be performed, so it will go like db.persons.aggregation, and here we will add all the stages when our data exceeds 100 MB, and after that comma, and then we need to do this allow disk use is equal to true. So that's all we need to do. So let's quickly wrap up everything we have learned so far in this course. So what we have learned that what is group, what is match, what is sort, what is project, what is out, and chaining of these stages, accumulator operations like sum, average, and some unary operators, which is I'm going to mention now. So the first one is type, and we also need to get familiar with GT, also less than, also or, and also and. Yeah, so these all unary operators we need to familiar with. So what is group? So it is used to group documents on and specific field. So match will find out the documents which we mentioned based on a condition. Sort will perform the sorting operation in ascending and descending order. There will be only two input, one or minus one. Project uh, stage help us to choose which documents we want in our document and which we don't. So out stage basically what it does outstage will allow us to grab the result of our aggregation of pipeline and assign it to a new collection. Sum, average, and we have discussed everything. So that's all. Thank you so much for following.